Alright guys, so welcome back to Gamer Today. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to actually be good at Bomber Royale. Yes, the Battle Royale game within Trove. It's not as easy as it looks, but it can be if you just learn the basics. And in its own way, it's very unique and a lot of fun. If you haven't seen my other video talking about what the gameplay is really like, go ahead and watch that. Give you a more in-depth idea of what the gameplay is really all about and what makes it so much different than most Battle Royale games. But primarily the game is featured with bombs, and you basically have a grappling hook and you go from place to place. There's 3 maps in total, and all 3 maps have a different play style. So it's true, but there's some fundamental basics you must learn in this game. Basically, in this video, watch what I'm doing as I'm fighting all these other people, because there's little strategies and little tips that you're going to learn from how I play. Notice how I always throw the bombs in certain ways. I'm always shooting at the ground, trying to blow up the space below them, not the space they're actually on. And the reason because, obviously, I have a higher chance of making them fall through the ground, but also because it does more surface damage and actually is a lot more strong and powerful of an attack. So that's one key aspect too. Also, a lot of people get so worried about these, big bomb, the sticky bomb. It's the biggest bomb and it's so cool. Everyone wants to use the sticky bombs and focuses primarily on them. However, the sticky bomb's not the most useful bomb in the game. Honestly, sometimes it's useless, especially endgame. It can be kind of a hit and miss kind of thing, and it becomes a bit tedious. And if you focus only on sticky bombs, you'll never make it. The basic idea is you want to get all your reducers. You want to get your sticky bomb reducer, of course, but you also want to get those rubber bomb reducers. Now, one key thing to mention is the rubber bomb reducers, okay? If you get a flame bomb, for instance, if you pick up the flame bomb and you go back and try to, after you run out of the flame bombs, try to use your rubber bombs, you'll notice that they're much slower and you don't have that cooldown anymore, and that's a big downgrade. So even though those flame bombs are really cool, I wouldn't start picking them up at end game unless you really need to for some odd reason, because they're just not nearly as helpful. With those reducers you can throw bombs super fast, as you guys can see, and it becomes a great distraction and a great way to blow your enemy out of the water. And it gives you a little bit of a way to kind of maneuver where your opponent's going to be, and then you can put that sticky bomb down and give them the good blow up. So watch out what I'm doing in this video, because it's kind of helpful, honestly. And then there's one more key thing a lot of people don't focus on, and that is basically that when you jump up in the air with your rocket jump, you can actually blow people up. It kills them. It does about like 30% health damage. So if they're at low health, when you run up to them next time, try that. It's a great way to kill them, honestly. And it's one of those things where, like I said, it takes a bit of practice. There's nothing easy about this Battle Bomber Royale game, but it can be quite intuitive. Honestly, it's a very good mode of Trove's put in there. It's my favorite, event mode that they've put in there so far. There's so much diversity to it with 3 different levels to learn. There's a lot to really enjoy. And getting the reductions and getting all the different power-ups and all that adds a lot to the game. But again, focus on getting those reducers early game. Don't go into early game with, basically nothing and start fighting everyone. Try to get all your reducers as soon as you can. At least get 2 reductions of your bombs for your main primary. If you want to start out the game with a flame bomb, there's nothing wrong with it. But don't try to keep, playing the whole game getting flame bombs, because guess what? They're not going to last forever. And at the end game, there's almost none to be found. That's because obviously Trove balances out their power-up system. Because if there were so many flame bombs, of course the whole battle would be, ruined, because there would be no land to stand on, which half the time there isn't. So if you had that on top of it, it'd be even worse. But it's more about the strategy involved in it. Using that grappling hook and getting the grappling hook reducers is important too. Also, to have at least a bomb jump. If you can get the reducer with the bomb jump, that would be great. It's not essential, but it can really come in handy, again, because the bomb jump can be used as an attack as well, for low-life opponents. Again, it does about 30% health damage if you go up to them basically and just use the rocket jump. Just very cool thing to kind of mention, because a lot of people don't even know that that happens. So it can be an easy way to take out a very, low-life opponent. And wear them down with your basic bombs and run up to them when they're thinking, hey, I'm going to get you the sticky bomb. You blow them up, and they have no idea what's coming for them. So keep in mind, maneuvering the courses and learning the actual map is important too. Learning where all the power-ups are. The power-ups are randomly generating, yes, but at the same time they actually generate in the beginning of the game, always in the same spot. Later on in the game, they actually start to change where they spawn based on the arena, or based on what's left of the arena for that matter. So you will notice that obviously some power-ups, if the course hasn't been blown up too much, will spawn in their original spot. However, later, when there's nothing left, they spawn nearly to none, or they spawn in random spots. So it's something to note. Get those reducers before the home map is divulged by the storm, because that's the only time you're going to be able to get them. So yeah, keep in mind throwing the bombs low is a very key aspect, but also if you have an extra height advantage, throw the bomb basically 2 spaces before your opponent and try to throw it where you think they're going to be, not where they're actually at, and you can do a lot more damage than you probably think. You can actually take them out very easily, and you know, making your opponent fall through the ground is an easy way to kill them. Honestly, it is. It's a pain, but it does happen. You know, when you get thrown through the ground, it sucks. Well, think of what you can do to them. You know, knowing that basic concept of throwing down like that, you could really get them off the course. So yeah, I always follow the same pattern on most every stage. I have my own little way of doing things, and honestly, with this second stage here I'm showing you guys, this is my favorite stage to show you how the reductions really work. And the reason for that is I always go through this like loop, and I keep going in circles until I get all my reducers all from one spot on the course. And I like that because it's more convenient, and on top of that, everyone's so busy fighting and not paying any attention that, you know, I got all the reducers and they're just doing their own thing, and then I can come up top and do my own damage if they start annoying me with all the explosions and bombs. And then you can go, you guys can see that bomb jump in action right there. Low life opponent there, I run up to him and I explode him with my bomb jump. Didn't even see it coming. That's what he gets for not getting the bomb jump early game. But anyways, it's a really easy way to do it, and of course you can see I'm knocking this guy off here. I don't actually get the kill because, you know, common sense, I just basically made him run off the platform rather than hitting him off there. But it's a good way to eliminate your opponents just by scaring them. Scare tactics do work. And, you know, it is a great way to make the game a little bit less, you know, annoying with those little noobs of players. So yeah, falling off in this game is probably my least favorite part, but it's also one of the most fun aspects because you never know how the game mode is really going to pan out. But if you basically follow these concepts, you know, to the T, keep these ideas, you'll have a great match. Now you can see I basically gave up my reducer so I can get this flame bomb right now. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get rid of some of the low level opponents because I've seen the match isn't moving fast enough for my liking. So I decided to get that just basically to eliminate some low level opponents. And you can see I'm maneuvering right there. I've kind of got my little way of using the grappling hook and the bouncers that already exist. And I'm going to get a early game kill real quick because I haven't done enough damage yet. And you guys can see I'm taking him out easily, instantly almost, with my combination there. I've distracted him with one thing, got him with the other. And that's kind of the best way about this game, is when you get your reducers, you can do a lot of distraction play. I'm actually going to get a kill here too, but the guy's going to fall through the ground in a minute, which is going to kind of suck because I don't actually get the kill, but I know I've done it. And you guys can see it for yourself. He goes through the floor, and yeah, there he is, gone. But there's another one around the corner, and he's about to get his too. It's just not as easy as that one was. But anyway, yeah, so if you follow these concepts, if someone is up in a tower like this, for instance, follow what I'm doing right now. I'm just chasing him out of the tower by making it where he has nowhere to go, making him feel actually more vulnerable than secure when he's up in these towers. So being at a higher level than your opponent can be a bad thing and a good thing. It makes you an easy target, but also can be a great way to actually have an advantage if they don't know exactly where you are. And again, reminder that that bomb jump is crucial. I'm going to come up here and start fighting with this guy instantly afterwards. And I actually go into a bit of a heap here because I actually fell where I wasn't supposed to fall. And I make best of it, but you know, it was quite a tight fall. So that's why it's good to have those grappling hook reducers, because without that, I might have not had enough, you know, time to actually react to it. And with the bomb jump and all of that, it's just more security. So I come back up top here like so, and I'm going to continue my battle, my war, if you will. And I'm going to take out these guys over here that give me a hard time using that health, which I should mention. And I did mention in my other video, getting those health power-ups are great. Make sure you use them during the end game or late to mid game if you have to. And they're a great way to, like, you know, eliminate the situation. But if you can't get any during the game, just start killing people, because you can get actually, you know, your life back from just running over and collecting off their gravestone. Which, you know, it's really cool because you get their power-ups too. Say if you miss out on the power-ups early game and you want to get them later on, find the guy who's been getting all the power-ups, kill him, take his power-ups. That's pretty much the easiest way of doing it. And yeah, I mean, follow the ideas, guys. When you start off a match as well, you always want to go from the corner pocket where there's less people and try to follow a path that you guys already know where the power-ups are. You know, usually the towers or the higher spots of each level, or generally the lowest, depending on each stage, will have your power-ups. Another thing to keep mention, I should say, is baiting. Baiting is a great way of doing it, and this level right here is a great way to bait, because there's a health power-up over here, and a lot of people know what the health power-up does, and they want it. So what do? I play around a little bit with them. I burn the ground, I distract them with my lovers. I don't have any of my real good reducers yet, but what I will do is I'll distract someone, get their attention, get them over where I want them to be, and then when they see that health power up, I'm actually going to destroy them because I know they're going to go for it because obviously they need health. So I get my first target out of the way, get my health bonus off their dead carcass, or carcass, yeah, carcass, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, but yeah, so you can see I've gotten someone's attention, they're going to go after that health power up. And yeah, by getting their attention, I'm going to actually bait and switch them a little bit. Going to distract them, and you can see I'm throwing the bombs where I think he's going to be, not where he's at. But it's really just to distract him from where I'm actually going to throw the bomb to actually hurt him. And then of course you can see the sticky usage right there. And then I made him go back closer to the sticky by throwing the other bomb closest to his right side where he was. So where he was trying to go, he couldn't go anymore without getting hurt. And then I distracted him into the bigger bomb. That's a lot more fun. But anyway, you can see the idea. The sticky bomb technique didn't really work there, so I come up with another idea, bouncing it off the walls. Yeah, don't forget, I mentioned in my other video, but bouncing it off the wall or corner pockets of a wall is way more effective than you might think. Just like right there, you got a lesson in itself. But yeah, so keep in mind of that, guys. This game is a lot of fun. If you want to become really good at Bomber, Royale, Bomber Trove, I almost said Bomber Trove Royale, I don't know. It's Trove Bomber Royale. If you want to get better at it, though, this is a great video to kind of show you what you can do and what's so fun about it. I mean, it may be hard to understand at first, and some of you guys might say, oh, it's such a simple concept. It's a lot more fun than you think if you use these reducers and you get into the game and you start, seeing how the maneuverability is. And the characters, I have to admit, it's a lot more fun than it looks. It's so unique. And honestly, it looks fun. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are like, oh, it's just Trove. It's not just Trove. It's a great game, and honestly, it's my favorite Bomber Royale game, because it's the only one I've ever played, this Bomber Royale. But it's my favorite Battle Royale game at this moment in terms of kid-friendly, at least, that's for sure. It's a great, distraction from the main game, and honestly, it's my favorite mode of Trove at this point. Better than the main game for me. Yeah, anyways, guys, hopefully you learned something from this video, and Scythe players can take some notes from this because I've watched his live stream. Holy shit, does he suck compared to me. I'm always in second and third place, the lowest, sometimes fourth, depends if I fall off. But generally speaking, I'm always in the top spots every game I've played. And yeah, sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't. I get it. Sometimes an easy fall happens. But come on, mate. I swear to God, take notes. Take notes. I'm helping him right now. Take notes. Anyway, yep, I'm going to get blown up to smithereens if I stay there, right? Okay. Well, that's a good place to end the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. And obviously send this to Scythe Plays. He needs to learn how to play the game properly. He might know everything else, but I know Bomber Royale, and that's where it really counts. Ah, I died. No.